on to what you like is one way to keep from getting what you really love. I'm Jeff Jower.
And I'm Rick Levine for Planet Pulse. On this Tuesday, April 29th, we have a new moon eclipse, a solar eclipse in Taurus. And that in itself is an interesting juxtaposition of images, just a new moon eclipse in Taurus.
Right, because eclipses have to do with letting go. The sun, the solar force of will and ego and consciousness, is being eclipsed or shadowed by the moon of the inner self, of emotions, feelings in the past. And what that usually means is it's helpful to be less willful and stubborn, but Taurus, under pressure, will lock in and generally not move. So if you're trying to get somebody else to move, or even to get yourself to move, gentle coaxing and some sweet rewards will probably help more than pressure.
I think it would be okay if I said something now.
Sure.
Oh, that's
Go
good.
ahead, Ricky.
Thanks, Jeff. You know, there's two things happening when we look at new moons or at eclipses. We look at what else is going on at the same time, and there are two things that are happening that I think are important. One is that the new moon eclipse is forming a quincunx with Mars. Mars has been a problem throughout this whole, month or so or longer. Mars doesn't like being in Libra. Mars is the planet of war and aggression, and Libra is the planet of diplomacy and nice. And now we have this eclipse that basically doesn't get along with Mars, and there's this problem with how do we do what we need to do or want to do and still bring Mars into the picture?
Oh, yeah, well, we can get divorce lawyers involved in the picture because Taurus is possessive. And
Taurus is possessive.
Wanting to let go of our possessions is the issue. And as we've mentioned other times in this very complex month, conversations do not necessarily resolve the issues, but at least they keep them from blowing up or getting out of hand until we can figure out the best ways to handle them.
And then the second piece of this, which I think can also be good news or bad news, is that the eclipse is also forming a harmonious trine with Pluto. Actually, Mercury today forms an exact trine with Pluto. And this gives us depth and power and intensity to our words and to our feelings even, because the moon is there too. But it's in Taurus. It could make us even more stubborn. It could make us have such a strong conviction that nothing's going to change our mind.
Well, I think it's okay to have that strong conviction if you've examined it very deeply and if it's narrowly based rather than this sort of land grab.
Well, that then becomes the dilemma or the key to this eclipse of what are we going to hold on to and what are we going to let go of. Some of that has to do with what is it that's important enough that we do grab onto and hold on without getting greedy and thinking that we need to get more. I'm Rick Levine.
And I'm Jeff Jower, perfectly content with what I've got for Planet Pulse.